Surviving Reality contains explicit content full of snark and sarcasm that may not be suitable for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello and welcome to Surviving Reality.
I'm Corey.
And I'm Carly, and this is the kickoff to our very merry marathon.
This is the Hallmark original movie film from 2025, A Newport Christmas. Not to be confused with any of the bootleg versions or rip-off copies that are uploaded for free on YouTube.
All right, so when I was picking what movies we were going to do, I really debated whether we should do a Hallmark or a Lifetime movie because they make them very hard to find.
Well, the problem is I started watching this one on TV when it aired, and I actually got kind of invested in it, but I didn't see how it ended. So then I was like, put this one on the list, because then we can go back and watch it. I can finish it out.
Was a Corey original request.
So it worked out, I think. Once we got to the actual movie, it was a bitch and a half to try to figure out how to watch it.
Wait, so we found it where? On Dailymotion?
I don't want to name names. I might have to bleep that. But yeah, we found it.
Well, everyone's going to be looking for where they can watch it.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, we found it. We have our ways of streaming things.
The Schmelly Motion.
Schmelly Motion.
It kind of rhymes with that. You guys can figure it out. You've been there before to watch episodes of Sister Wives, I'm sure.
We'll say it to obscure it so that AI can't figure it out.
Was this movie written by AI?
Okay, everybody shits on this movie. This wasn't that bad for like a Hallmark movie. Holistically, from a storytelling perspective,
you've seen worse.
I've seen much, much, much worse. I'm just saying. So, like, I don't know if the bar's just low now.
I do think that some of the stuff that we've covered this year has greatly reduced your expectations of quality content.
That's probably what it is for the most part here.
The actors weren't bad. You know, usually they're pretty insufferable. I'll give it that.
Well, and they had, like, character. I mean, all right, the main gal was a little over the top, I suppose. But, like, she had chemistry with the guy, you know?
Do you remember anyone's names?
Ella and Nick.
Okay. Just checking.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I think that was part of the overacting, though, was her trying to separate herself from the people of that time. I don't want to give away the plot before we get into it.
Well, this always bothers me, right? Is that, okay, so this is originally set in 1905. That's where our story begins, is in Newport, Rhode Island, 1905. But it's kind of like a loosey-goosey, dreamlike squint, and it kind of looks like 1905 because it's a period piece. That's expensive. We don't have the budget for that.
Okay, you know, this is where they start to lose me. As soon as you don't have the historical accuracy in any aspect of the film, I'm upset.
They can't afford that. They're just going for the 1905 vibe.
You know how many historical homes there are in Newport, Rhode Island that are museums now? They couldn't film in any of them.
They can't film in them because they're museum sites. Nobody wants to have a film crew go through a museum site if it's a protected, preserved site.
Okay, maybe the director could seek out locations to film in front of that aren't so obviously from current day and time.
I get what you're saying. Yeah, because when she was like peeking through a window of the building that was for let, not for lease, not for rent, it was for let, so that way you know it is 1905 because we have a sign that says for let.
And it had scrolly font.
Who else would have that? Nobody.
Except the windows are made of some type of plastic.
But the windows are framed in plastic.
Fiberglass.
That she's peeking through, and it's like, okay, all right. Well, the other thing that bothers me is the way that people talk. The dialect, very different, not accurate. People seem to get all willy-nilly about the details for these time travel movies where they just think that people are the same throughout history, where you could just get plopped into 1905 and then walk around and talk like you're from 2025 and it's not a big deal.
Well, so I was confused when the movie first started because as Ella was interacting with people that she saw outside, they all had different accents.
Some of them. Well, yeah, because we have to introduce Ella as the character who She cares about everybody. She's good. We need to root for her. We like her.
She has too much empathy.
She's nice to everybody.
1905.
1905. Yeah. If you are giving someone, I think she gave somebody a Christmas dinner, and then she like gave somebody else handmade, like hand knit mittens. And it's just like, okay, I don't think that's what's really happening here at that time.
The gifts were too personal.
Well, the gifts were too personal, and just like, I don't think that was really what was going on.
No, the
Gilded Age.
This is very quintessential girl with a rich daddy story. It's very Samantha Parkington, American Girl doll.
There it is. Yep.
Stop being rich.
Right.
Or, I'm sorry, stop being poor.
Yeah.
I'm rich. You stop being poor.
Well, what do you mean go to work and stuff?
I mean, she's nicer than that, but
she's more in touch, and then like she cares about this stuff. So like that's the whole thing, is that she's like,
well, she's reached an area of comfort in her life where now she can focus on philanthropy. And that's what she wants to do, but that's not pleasing to Daddy Warbucks.
That used to be what the rich would do. It was like, yeah, when you are so well off, where now you just have to like take care of your community and stuff. Take that upon yourself for the betterment.
Imagine that.
Not like, let's build a rocket and go to Mars type stuff, you know? Like that wasn't the end goal of all of this.
She's just handing coins to people on the sidewalk.
Well, that's later. Yeah, that's because the coins are much more valuable in 2025.
She didn't have like a muff, like a hand.
I argue that she did have a muff, and that's what got us into this situation in the first place.
Forget it. Move on. Let's go.
Forget it and move on. No. Ella is a saint. That's what we're learning. Okay. So that's what it is. And then we get to have the whole thing where she has an arranged marriage that's lined up. Her dad's got somebody squared away for her. She's not interested in this guy. Don't care. I want to start a charity foundation. What was it? The Giving House.
Wouldn't you just rather get married?
No.
Shouldn't that be your aspiration in life?
No, I don't want to do that. So she's pitching this as an alternative. Dad's not into it. So she storms out of the house because they're all preparing for the Christmas ball, the first annual Christmas ball in 1905 here, mind you. But she's got to go get out on her boat and blow off some steam here. Not that it's a steamship, but it's like she is blowing off some steam here.
Was there a large population of Irish immigrants in Newport, Rhode Island?
Generally in the East Coast, yeah.
I'm just asking because everybody had an Irish accent.
Everybody? Well,
except for her.
Yeah, there was like Sadie.
I'm sorry,
who worked
all
in
the
house
help had Irish accents.
The lady who was selling the roasted nuts in the town square.
I thought they were potatoes.
I think it was chestnuts, because then that was like a callback thing that they did later.
Yeah. Did you grow up eating chestnuts?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, we always had chestnuts.
No, we don't do that.
My mom bought them from Costco the other week.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't mess with those.
You don't want to get any?
No, no, thank you.
They're kind of dry. That's what I was thinking when she had one. She just popped one in her mouth later when they were at whatever festival they were at.
Are those just your mom's, though? Your mom's are dry? Are they
that's very
dry?
possible. They've probably never been cooked properly.
Yeah, I think that might be the consideration here that we need to take into account. But okay, so she's out on the boat. It's not Christmas Eve. It's December 18th. That's important, okay? I'm pretty sure that's the date, give or take. A couple of days here. But while Ella is out on her boat, she looks up and she happens to see a celestial body flying about here. There is a comet in the sky that she wishes upon. She wishes for a different life and to fall in love and to be loved in return.
So is there a difference between a comet and a shooting star?
I mean, like, those are interchangeable terms.
Because he was kind of like a shooting star, right?
Yeah, well, because, like, okay, it depends on what you're referring to as a shooting star, because, like, sometimes what you'll see as a shooting star, that's just something like a particulate that's entering Earth's atmosphere and that's burning off, and then it just dissipates. Comets are things that it's like they are in basically their own, like, solar system orbit type thing, because then they'll come back. It's the same thing that's flying around, but it's not big enough to be a planet. It's not big enough to be in its own gravital or
okay, Nick Davis.
I'm just saying, Nick Davis. Neil deGrasse Davis.
The green screen's really bad. That's the other thing I have to talk about. Anytime she's out on the water, it's especially bad.
It's tough to do low lighting green screen. That's tough. Yeah.
So this is a schooner. It's like, it's a little boat. That's what
dinghy?
they called it. No, a dinghy.
Not a dinghy.
I don't think a dinghy gets a sail.
No, does it have a coxswain?
A coxswain has to sit in the front of the boat.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. So she's in the boat. She makes this wish for this new life, and the Moulin Rouge vote.
Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, the Moulin Rouge wish that she has to be loved and to love and be loved in return here. So I'm going to try and call out
a very different movie.
I know. I'm just going to try and call out all the different things that they pulled from other movies here as they come up here. And then she just appears in Nick's boat because Nick is in 2025. He has a boat that he bought. It's an antique, but he took it out because there was like a search and rescue thing going on. I don't know why you send one guy out in a schooner to go do a search and rescue.
Is this the proper vehicle for a search and rescue?
It doesn't seem like he has the equipment for this. Like, there's.
Can you even pull someone back over the side?
Should you need like? Well, I mean, I guess you could just like throw him.
Is he going to get there that quickly? There's a sail on this boat.
Yeah, there's like. I mean, he has some sonar stuff that he says that's installed on this, but like, are you going to be able to find things? Are there like lights on this boat? Can you look for somebody? You're out here at night now.
He didn't seem that concerned.
He seemed ill prepared, but he was like, yeah, I do this all the time. And it's like, what? Do they not have budget for something else? This is ridiculous. But here he is. He's out on the water. She's out on the water. 100 years separates them. 120 years. Because that's the math. Separates them. And now magically, she is standing in the middle of this boat. He is steering the boat. They're in the same boat.
They're freaked out.
And they don't know how
where
either one got here.
Come from.
So take me back to land. Ella's freaking out. She's threatening him with an oar. They're both arguing over whose boat it is. It's a who's on first sort of thing.
So what was the name of her boat? The Maleficent?
That's not the name of the boat.
I really needed the closed captioning.
I almost said the benefactor. No. Benevolence? Something?
Benevolence.
Does that sound right?
Yeah, I think
I didn't make note of it, so that's just pure memory. It could or could not actually be named that. And then what was his called? The Gilded Age.
The Gilded Age, of course.
Right.
Yeah.
So they get the boat back to the dock, and then she hops off. She's going to leave, but then she's like, where did you bring me? Because this isn't where I live. This isn't Rhode Island. And he's like, no, yeah, this is Newport, Rhode Island. So then they're realizing now it's 2025.
The hijinks is going to ensue where she's going to have to see what the future looks like.
So Ella is thrust into society in 2025 where people are skateboarding on cobblestone. I don't recommend that for anybody. Don't do that.
You could tell how low the budget was because it was like someone on an electric bike, someone on a skateboard, instead of seeing like, I don't know, a moving vehicle, people on their phones, televisions.
Amazing that we never addressed phones at all. Yeah.
No one ever picked up a phone to call anybody.
No.
The entire movie.
No, I don't think so. Or to search anything or to check the time. But this is also one of those movies, nobody went to the restroom either. So, I mean, it's just, there's some things that just kind of get left out. But it seems like with all the other technological things that she had to learn about, because then, yeah, how does she use a toilet? Do you think it's the same toilets as 1905? I mean, same functional principle, I guess.
No, I was just thinking, what was that other movie we watched where, wasn't he a knight that ended up in modern day?
Night Before Christmas.
With Vanessa
from
Hudgenson.
Netflix.
Whatever, the girl from High School Musical. That one, in that movie, he spent a lot of time being fascinated by the television.
Well, he just watched TV. Yeah, like that's how he learned how to interact in society.
I just feel like they kind of really glazed over the whole, getting used to the modern day world part. She's freaked out by an inflatable snowman.
She passed out. Yeah. And then she's just trying to make her way back home, which her house is now a museum. And Nick is involved in this. He knows the lady Christine who runs this museum.
So Nick's backstory is that he used to be in the Coast Guard and he used the GI Bill to study history. And he has a lucrative job here working for Christine. Does he work at the museum?
I don't know.
Or he works in conjunction?
I don't know what he does.
I don't know. All I know is a lot of things.
He does boat stuff.
In this town revolve around this museum.
He was in the Coast Guard, and then he just kind of like, he said he drifted around, and it's like, a little more specific on that maybe would be helpful. But we don't know all that yet. This is backstory. This is lore that gets dropped later on here. So spoiler. But we get the house tour.
Do you want the house tour?
She can take you to the first, second, third floor because she's got the candlelit little, what is it? The lantern tour for the nighttime one here. Everybody just assumes that this is someone who's impersonating Ella, whose house this used to be, and she's going to lead the tour. So they just like let her do that. She doesn't fill out a W-2. She doesn't have any sort of tax forms or anything like that that's in question here. Nobody cares.
Nobody even quizzes her to see if she knows what she's talking about.
No training, no anything. You just kind of get thrown into it and then, hey, you do your thing now.
Did you notice this museum's open unusually late?
Yeah, this is, well, it's like a night tour.
I know, but where's the last, usually last tour starts 4 p.m.?
I mean, it might be 4 p.m. It gets that dark.
It was dark the entire movie.
Not the entire movie.
It was nighttime, 90%.
A lot of night shots, yeah. But so they go through the house tour. I don't know why this was like a success. This was good. She's like handing out cookies for people to leave.
Well, I think this is supposed to be the realization that maybe this woman isn't crazy and she actually did come from 1905.
So then she's realizing, okay, well, this isn't where I can get home. I need to go home. So she's going back to her boat. But then Nick's like, whoa, 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 that's my boat that you're talking about. And so then they go back to the dock and then they're looking and he's trying to show her the different details about the boat of like the etching in the mast of it and stuff. And so none of that's there though, because this is not the Gilded Age boat. This is her boat from 1905 that has transported through time with her.
Yeah. You know, because the name has changed on the back.
Yes. Well, I mean, not for her. It's the same for her.
Yeah, but for him, because it did say the
For
Gilded
him,
Age very clearly.
It was the Gilded Age when he went out on it. But now he has returned to the dock and it is not the Gilded Age.
What if it changed to the Stugats? I hope.
Oh, yeah, because that's what Ella's dad did have the big mouth Billy Bass in his office.
I did spot that thing.
So
that was also where she got freaked out and she had to go home. She was like, Daddy's office is different.
Take me to the river.
Where did big mouth Billy Bass go?
Drop me in the water. Yeah, you should have showed her one of those. She would have lost her mind.
Don't you think she's overstimulated? I mean,
Yeah.
I can't even walk through Costco. I feel like I'm going to swoon.
It's not so much Costco. They got like big wide aisles. There's nothing.
I'm telling you, I cannot go into any stores anymore without starting to feel like I'm like disassociating from my body.
The lighting. I think it's just society in general now. That's just me. Maybe it is a 2025 thing.
I did spend some time researching this, and apparently the way that stores are like designed now, that's on purpose to put you into a state of fight or flight so that you like basically panic shop and
Impulse
get out
buy.
of there quickly and then impulse buy things.
Yeah, that's good. That's how it's set up. That's how it's designed to be.
No,
So maybe we
I'm a
time traveled
slow
here from
shopper.
1905.
Maybe that's the problem.
Is that what it is? Is this what we're doing?
I like to slowly browse an aisle. I want to look through every single hanger on the rack at TJ Maxx.
Or Nordstrom.
Or Nordstrom. Did they have
Nordstrom
a
rack.
deal?
They had to have, right? This
They
is
said
product
Nordstrom
placement.
rack probably 3 times in
Multiple
this movie.
times. Where, yeah, because then they go back to her house again after they've established, oh, this is her boat. This is not the Gilded Age. This is not Nick's boat. So they're back at the house now to check in with Christine again because they're trying to figure out, can you prove that you're you? But like, what's something that you wouldn't know from a history book? Like, how would she be able to prove this? So she goes to their house and then pulls out where all of her secrets are, which is behind this big, huge picture.
Her treasures, maybe not her
Her
secrets.
treasures. Well, it's her journal and stuff.
So people have combed through this house for 120 years, right? Or ever since it became a museum. And nobody noticed that this one painting very clearly swings open and there's an entire like hidden
Not locked.
closet system behind it.
Yeah, no, not even another door. It was just the painting that swung.
It's
nobody
not
moved
really
this thing?
like carefully hidden.
No. Yeah, there's nothing crafty about it here. It wasn't like a secret book that you pull and then a bookcase moves.
No, they never took that painting off the wall to try to restore it.
That was it.
That's another thing I love to watch on TikTok, restoring paintings.
What am I thinking of?
The hooves.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. I love a hoof cleaning video.
No,
too.
what painting restoration am I thinking of?
You got to tell me. I don't know.
there's that lady in Italy who was like, yeah, I'll restore this painting of Jesus.
Oh yeah. That was a long time ago now.
That was a long time ago. That's an old meme from the archives from 1905.
Nobody tried to do that to this painting.
No, not this one. No restoration. But then that's what they're figuring out. Okay, here's all her little trinkets. Here's her original version of her diary that ends at the last entry was December 17th because nobody's found this secret stash here since then. So identity confirmed. She is Ella from 1905. So now what do? I guess we'll have you stay at the B&B in town because you can't stay here. It's a museum now. That might be weird.
Look, there were a lot of plot holes. Like all of a sudden she shows up with all of these outfits. She's got a different color coat for every single day that she's there.
She's going to Nordstrom Rack.
And a matching bag. She's been very busy.
Very busy. Yes. That's what you do in 2025. You go to Nordstrom Rack, you buy everything. Okay.
Also, where's the money coming from?
She just needed the one gold coin, and then that will pay for an entire community worth of restoration, and it takes care of everything here. You don't have to question it that much here. But what you do have to question are, what are the time travel rules that we are going to abide by in this film? Because there's a lot of science fiction out there. Are we going by Terminator rules? Are we going by Back to the Future rules? What is it? What are we doing here? Is this parallel universes? Do we got a Rick and Morty situation going on?
Well, they're trying to figure out the entire time, what is the impact of her being here going to have on the past? Because they only care about history.
They're historians. Obviously, they're looking at this. This is bad for business.
They are employed historians.
Right.
And if the giving house disappears.
If I will lose my livelihood. Yeah. This is terrible. So yeah, we can't let this happen, okay? I can't be a barista again. I need to keep using my degree.
So nobody wants to tell her anything because she keeps asking questions. She's poking around for information. What happened to this person? You know, what happens in my life? Because you guys are clearly experts on me.
No. No spoilers. No. Cannot have that. Do not divulge too much information to Ella. That could damage what we have going on here. We got a pretty good thing going. Let's not ruin that. And this is where we learn a little bit more about Nick. Not too much of his backstory, but about how he longs for a simpler time. He does kind of romanticize the Gilded Age a little bit here. Some of the authors that he reads that Ella knows personally, he's very impressed by that. They're finding common interests. They're forming a bond here.
I don't know if I'd want to go back to 1905.
No, thank you.
Especially as a woman. I mean, I don't know.
No.
I don't know if staying in 2025 is much better, but I need hot water. That's a big thing for me.
Hot water's big. Yeah, that's a big one. Taco Bell. I think that's a big one for me. It'd be like, you know what I really got a hankering for?
You know what really struck me was eventually when she's trying to make her way back to 1905, she never once considers, like, maybe there's something that I should bring back to my time that could help society.
Like the atom bomb.
Maybe not that.
That'll get us out of World War II real quick.
She didn't give a shit about any of that.
We won't
she
be
was
in
like,
as big of a rush.
Who do I marry? That was all she worried about.
Pretty much, yeah. Because then, yeah, they end up at the coffee shop. She's very impressed with latte art. That's a 2025 thing where it's like,
and
yes.
paper cups.
Paper cups, very impressive too.
Give that girl a paper straw, though.
Oh, then she's going to chuck it. Yeah, get rid of that.
Not everything's gotten better.
No, definitely not. What did they make straws out of in 1905, though? Wood?
I don't think so. Glass? Probably glass. Don't drink out of glass straws.
Maybe metal. You chip a tooth on it.
Maybe they didn't have straws.
Well, that would suck. Well, it wouldn't suck.
It wouldn't, huh?
I guess it wouldn't. Well,
didn't they just invent ice cream?
Iced cream, you mean?
Like popped corn?
Yeah, when she referred to it as popcorn, I was like, I'm pretty sure they were still calling it popped corn back then, because it was pretty old, right? And then she was trying to say she didn't know what Nordstrom Rack was, but then Carly looked that up. Nordstrom Rack, guys.
1901.
That's been around.
Although, to be fair, the first store was in Seattle, so it would have been on the other side of the country.
Oh, yeah, she probably hadn't heard about it yet. They didn't really.
And it wasn't the Rack, chain. It was just Nordstrom.
It's just Nordstrom.
You know, the original.
The possessive.
not the Rack.
Different. Not giving them the Rack. They didn't have any Jolly Ranchers to crush up to make a rack, so That's the other problem.
Okay, I really thought the prison rack was okay.
It's not okay.
This is Gypsy Rose prison rack drink.
Gypsum Rose?
Gypsum. Do you think that Jen Shaw will come out of prison with a drink like Gypsy did? She'll start dropping recipes.
The raw Rickshaw rack? Maybe.
We
perhaps.
can only hope.
Who knows? Okay, so now the goal is we got to get Ella back to 1905. Again, our historian jobs depend on it. So they're kind of figuring out a plan here, but then they're walking through town. There's the tree lighting that's going on. She's very taken aback by the tree lighting here.
It's majestic.
This is
tree. Yet again.
Much, yeah.
He was saying that the proceeds from this go to the Giving House.
Yeah, so this is where she starts to kind of learn some of the pieces of her history here that she shouldn't know. There's a Giving House spoiler that, yes, she ends up opening that place that was for let that she wanted to rent out at the beginning here in 1905 as like a community center here to support everyone.
I gotta tell you, the whole movie, I thought that the museum that was her house was the Giving House.
That's not the Giving House. It's not Giving House to
I'm
me.
just connecting the dots on that now. Did they ever at any point explain how the Giving House helps people?
I think it's just in the Hallmark way of just like, it makes everybody's life better. Well, I think we do see like one of the results of that where it was the original Irish lady who was selling the nuts in the town square in 1905. It's the same actress that they had working in the coffee shop.
That was very disorienting for me because I thought, do we have multiple time travelers?
Well, okay. Well, you got confused about it when I pointed it out. I don't think you would have even noticed that it was the same actress.
No,
first of
you're
all.
right.
And then the reason why you got confused is, spoiler alert, there are multiple people who got cometed through time here as time travelers. So then you thought there were more than the established amount of time travelers.
I became suspicious of everybody.
Because Ella's not the only one, but I'm not going to tell you who it is yet because we're not there in that part of the story. So what we're realizing, though, is that we are playing by Back to the Future time travel rules because her painting that was hanging in the house now that was commissioned in early 1906 that she had no remembering. She didn't remember sitting for it because that's what you used to have to do for paintings. She would remember if she had her hair done like that in that.
Sat for hours.
Yeah.
Also, that was the historically accurate way that her hair should have been done.
Yeah, because the curls that she has, it's a little too like 1930s, 1940s.
It's too far
almost.
into the future.
Yeah, it doesn't really fit the 1905, but she's way ahead of her time, obviously, because she fits right into 2025. No problems at all. She only passed out the one time when she saw the inflatable snowman. But other than that, she's been on top of it. She really
loves
good.
it.
Yeah, she's thriving here.
Most of us are like, get on that boat.
But they're
how do I get on that boat?
For her, they're like, we need to get you back to 1905, though. Like, this is becoming very important because now your legacy is disappearing.
Right.
So
the longer that she's gone, little pieces start to disappear.
There was a plaque in the town square about the Giving House. That's gone. She disappeared from her portrait. So it's just like, yeah, we are seeing kind of the Back to the Future time travel impact that's happening here. So we need to fix that. Got to get her home. So now we're doing laptop research of the comet that she saw that night because they're trying to remember what was some distinguishing things that happened when you traveled through time. What was it about your trip out on your boat that made you travel through time? So they figure out this comet thing. He's trying to explain a laptop to her.
Okay, but this wasn't a laptop. Wasn't this where they were using just a monitor that wasn't hooked up to anything?
No, this was a laptop for the first one.
Oh, okay.
And then there are multiple times where they go to use Surf Web, which is it a browser? Is it a chat bot? It seems like it's a chat bot. He calls it Siri at one point because she talks to it. That's not Siri. That's not in a phone. That's not a MacBook.
It's a lot of confusion about technology.
A lot of confusion here because then that's where Ella is still sneaking little tidbits of her own future because she's using the laptop
for nefarious purposes.
Yes, in the non-approved pathways where she got the password from Lydia and she was able to get online to find out about her marriage, who she marries, the guy's name. So like these are all things that she needs to consider.
So interestingly though, She finds out his name is Rex, and there's no other information about him. She just knows what year he was born and that they got married.
And she knows that that's not the guy that her dad was trying to set her up with.
Right. His name was Everett.
Okay. Well, T-Rex is who we're looking for now.
But what do you mean? Why are we looking for him? Shouldn't he be in the past?
Shouldn't he be? No, is he?
He's not. Spoiler.
Well, we're trying to figure out what happens to this guy. How do we get you in contact with him?
Well, so she seems worried about the prospect of going back to the past if she has to still marry this guy because she knows nothing about him. So she's trying to find out whatever she can to make a decision about whether or not she does want to go back to 1905.
Right. But even though everybody's like, you really need to go back to 1905 because the whole world, you could, cause a disruption in the time-space continuum or something like that. Maybe not that dire.
They never even made it seem like it was that deep. It really is just we won't have any place to work anymore.
I think that's what it really comes down to, personally.
And the giving house won't be able to help people anymore.
Right. It would turn into like, that alternate future in Jumanji where like the entire city is just like completely depressed and the shoe factory went out of business and then like nobody has a job and everything's covered in graffiti.
That's what'll happen in Newport, Rhode Island.
That's what happens to Newport, Rhode Island without the giving house. So we got to figure out how to get you back. Something about this comet. There's something there where this is a very special comet, the Christmas comet that only makes an appearance once every 20 years or so. And look at that. The next time that it's set to be here to pass by, it's due in about 5 days on Christmas Eve here in 2025.
How'd she manage to line that up? Because she could have gone anywhere in 20-year increments, but she ended up in 2025 right as another one's about to come around.
Yeah, she pretty much lucked out, I guess, in most cases.
She could have had to wait years.
She could have. I don't really know how it all works. They're trying to explain it through the comets and how they impact something about the magnetic spheres. I don't know. The hemispheres.
Everyone just is so open to being like, okay, she's from the past.
Clearly, that's what's going on.
She came here from a comet.
Duh.
And we have to get her back to the comet again.
Yeah. I don't really know how that works. Like, do we have to submit like formal paperwork to the comet? It doesn't seem like any of that was really there. So it's just kind of like a right place, right time sort of a thing. So maybe let's just try for that. We'll just go out on the water again on Christmas Eve the next time the comet's going to pass by. I hope the weather's okay. I hope it's not like choppy water in a storm or something like that, because then that would really be rough.
We're in New England.
Hey.
Shouldn't it have been a little colder?
A little bit.
A little snowier.
You'd think. But no, we've got plenty of other things to kind of fill these next 5 days here. We got to learn more about Nick's lore. That's where we find out about his backstory, how he's a drifter. Again, we're going to need more details on that. Gets kind of hazy in the middle there. It seems like there were a few years that we kind of lost. I don't know if we had like a Meredith Marks Ambien alcohol sort of situation here where we just kind of grayed out.
Yeah, we don't really know anything about him. Like, he doesn't really have any family. Does he have a life here in Newport? We never see him go back to his house. He doesn't seem attached to anything here.
Maybe that's why Ella couldn't stay in the museum house. He's living in the museum house.
He's a squatter.
Occupied.
You can't do that because you'll find out that I've been staying here.
Right. Yeah. That's
illegally.
a big problem. But his hair is always coiffed and gelled and slicked.
Very perfect.
He's all cleaned up. He's very presentable all the time, always. But he's not perfect, though. So, we're learning the kind of other side of him, some of his backstory here. And then Ella's expressing, her daddy issues that she's had where he's pressuring her to get married. It's not so easy being me in 1905.
Being a rich heiress.
Right.
You know, you have to do things like marry someone that you don't even know if you like them or not because you didn't stick around long enough to meet them.
Definitely. That makes it hard. It makes it difficult.
I got to complain about something about Nick. It was annoying to me that his pea coat had little anchors on the buttons because it has to fit with the nautical theme.
Of course.
Because he's,
He's the ship man.
Yeah. That was a poor job of costuming, in my opinion.
Well, it's a little on the nose.
Exactly.
Sort of. Yeah.
Costume or couture, I'm going with costume.
It's definitely costume, yes. As they're walking down the street, Ella's talking about her daddy issues. Nick is talking about his weird relationship. Again, not a lot of details from this guy. A lot of vague stuff about how this love that was lost, that he was hoping for this other thing. She had these other expectations. It didn't work out. I would like to know more information on the end of that relationship, but you're being very vague, sir.
This is when they got the ornament, the Christmas ornament. That's supposed to be her takeaway from 2025, her thing to bring back.
I have no idea when that happened.
No, it was one of those cheap mall ornaments that's like, made out of model magic. And they just write on it with a Sharpie. It's like, that's what you're bringing back.
Ella was here.
You have these beautiful vintage hand-blown glass ornaments for your tree, and you're going to hang that thing up next to it.
Well, that might break through the time travel process. You have to have.
No, they're back in 1905. Oh, that is resilient. The mall ornament, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you can't take your glass ornament back through time with you. You don't know if it's going to make it to the other side there. But no, they bump into Adam Waters on the street, who Nick knows from around town. But then Ella's like, he looks familiar, though. And it's like, well, that's weird. Why don't we look into that a little bit more?
Yeah, no one else has been familiar to her.
These are the darker sides of these time travel sort of scenarios, too. Everyone that Ella knows is dead. So why does anyone look familiar? That should stand out as something to look into, right?
Also, isn't this the guy who sold Nick the boat?
Yes. So he doesn't reveal that at this point.
I'm just spoiling everything.
You're spoiling all over, but that is the guy. Okay, right? But then that's the weird thing, is that Ella knows him because he sold her dad her boat. So it's the same boat. This guy's just selling the same boat to different people in different times. What's this guy's deal? Ella keeps trying to figure out the spoilers of Rex. She's trying to find photos of him, something. She's searching on computers that it's just a monitor, a keyboard, and a mouse on a table. There is no PC that's hooked up to it. In the history book, they see a photo of a crudely photoshopped face of a man in a group lineup here. And it looks kind of like Adam. A little bit.
It's kind of weird, isn't it?
So maybe let's go talk to this guy. So when they do go talk to him, then he introduces himself as Rex.
That was shocking.
Shocking to say the least.
I think for him to, not to us, because, sensed a pattern, something seemed off with him. But I don't really get why he was so open about who he was, because he does not want anything to do with Ella.
He was very quick to divulge this. Yeah, and then Ella's kind of taken aback by this because you're finding out that this is Rex. This is the guy that I'm supposed to be marrying. There's not really a connection here. He doesn't really seem interested in me. Why is he here in 2025?
He shook her hand. He was like, hi, I'm
Hello.
Rex.
Hello there. I know the history books say that we get married and stuff, but
Here's the information that I have to provide to you. Now, never talk to me again.
Because basically, he comes clean with it pretty quick that, yeah, your dad hired me to look for you that night that you went missing. So I was about an hour behind you. I saw the comet too, and then it dropped me in 2005. What? You didn't divulge any of that?
He's been here for 20 years.
Dude's just been hanging out. How do you just get dropped into 2005?
This is what I don't get. How did he survive for the past 20 years?
He got a job on the docks.
Taking odd jobs, you know? He's built an entire life for himself.
And he loves it here. Not going back. Not interested in going back to old 1905. No thanks.
Because I can't live without cheesy gordita crunches.
There's not enough cheesy, beefy things in 1905 for me. I need to stay here now. Because, I guess, so he did have a moment there when he first got here. He was just chasing after any comet. He would go out in the boat. None of them worked. It's specifically the Christmas comet. That's the very special one.
Do you think he's come to resent her over the years because he just did this as a job, a favor to her dad, and then somehow got propelled into the future?
But then now he's very happy here though. Cause that's what he was saying. Oh, I don't have any family. I didn't have any friends. I didn't have anything in 1905. But you found that in 2005 in Newport, Rhode Island? You didn't have a social security number. How were you able to sleep indoors?
We have too many questions.
There's just how did we get from there? That could be a whole other movie itself, but we don't need to spiral into multiple sequels here. We really don't.
No, they'll steal your idea and they'll make it for next year.
I know they will. Well, his story didn't seem as Christmassy.
I thought that he seemed depressed. He kept saying he was happy and he wanted to stay here, but he didn't seem like a happy dude. Like, at no point in time did they manage to create a dynamic where you felt like she was torn between the two of them, or, you know, will she, won't she?
Well, there was kind of that. Well, there was like an obligation for it, where it was like she is really falling for Nick. She's feeling the emotions of love for Nick, but then all the history books are saying she marries this guy Rex. So, like, do you fulfill your historical obligation of marrying Rex?
Yeah, but he's not willing to go back to the past to marry her.
That was the part here that's left out, is that Rex's consent is a big part of this.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't want to be involved. So to say, oh, she needs to do this. Okay, well, there's another party that needs to be on board with that. And he doesn't seem to be on board with that. So Christine tries to explain it of, you just need to get back to 1905 because Rex is the one who rescues you. He's the one who saves you on the water. That's when you fall in love. So, like, even though you're not feeling it right now, you just kind of got to go with it. And then we got to trick Rex into getting on board with this too, I guess. Otherwise, he's not going to be there in 1905 to rescue you.
But could you please still found the Giving House so that we have a museum and something else,
that's
a
priority
charity that we can talk about?
Top of the list. Very important things. Make sure. So, like, she's trying to figure out, why was I sent here to fall in love with Nick, to then not be able to stay with him, because now I have to go back because there's more things that are disappearing throughout the Giving Tree.
But first, they have to throw the Christmas
ball. The ball. Well, yeah, and when they were preparing for the ball too, like, as the time that they were hanging out, I don't know why she's been here for like 8 days and she's not experienced television at all, because he was talking about watching a Christmas movie at one point, and she was like, "Oh, Christmas movie? What is that?
A moving picture?"
And he's like, "Yeah, on TV." And then it was just like this awkwardly mounted TV that's just doesn't make any sense for where it is in the room. It's way too high. Yeah, we could just stand here and watch a Christmas movie if you want.
What did he want to watch? It's a Wonderful Life?
It's a Wonderful Life, I think. Yeah.
What would you have told her your favorite Christmas movie was?
Have you ever seen the smash hit holiday film Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger and Sinbad? Phil Hartman.
And Jake Lloyd.
Really all about the experience there for that.
You know, I would have turned on the Grinch.
I know you would have turned on the Grinch.
Jim Carrey's the Grinch.
I think it would have scared her. That would have terrified her.
Oh, yeah. The prosthetics. She's not ready for that.
Yeah. Hair and makeup alone. Yeah. That's just terrifying. And then you tell her about the behind the scenes, about how Jim Carrey used to sit in that makeup chair for how many hours before filming? 8 hours just in hair and makeup?
It's already a whole day's work.
Terrible. So we had the ball. Oh, I forgot about the ball. Okay, so the ball was like this whole thing that they were working on with Christine this entire time. It didn't sound like an extravagant affair here.
You know, it was very much giving 2025 inflation, that they were like, let's make popcorn garlands. Like, let's dry out some oranges.
It's tradition.
What else did they give out? It was nothing.
And they had like, oh yeah, we need to make a bunch of gingerbread houses for the ball. That doesn't sound like a ball thing that you would do.
Everybody just stand and look at the gingerbread houses. Did they eat them? Was that the only food that was being served?
Yeah, you're going to need like more than this.
Like, not that I've ever been to a ball, have the budget to throw a ball, but this is an old Gilded Age home. I expect something fancier in Newport, Rhode Island. Otherwise, don't call it a ball. Call it a charity gala.
Extravagance. Yeah, we're looking for donations this year more than ever.
Again, I don't know if I want to show up and be given a broken off piece of a gingerbread house roof to gnaw on.
Yeah, real bummer. Not looking for that.
I do love gingerbread, though. Ella finally dresses in her color season for the first time the entire movie.
She's showing up in a Frozen dress. Yeah, she's looking
silver and blue.
Like it's part of one of the sequels, though, that I didn't see.
Very immodest for someone from 1905.
A lot of shoulder, a lot of arm.
A little bit of cleavage.
A lot of va-va-voom.
You know?
little bit of that.
She hands a paper fan to Christine and tries to explain the communication, the hand signals that you give to someone when using one of these fans.
Because she's been trying to hook up Christine with Francis this entire time. These co-workers at the house. It's kind of like a Vanderpump Villa sort of situation where, yeah, they're working here at the house, and then now she's just trying to get them to hook up, too.
You know, Francis's teeth were a little piranha-like.
I think his teeth are the least of his worries.
Okay. Do you agree that Francis wasn't straight?
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
It made the whole thing very confusing. Also, the fact that he does know all of the hand fan signals.
The fanfare.
That was. I know that they're all into history, but
did he know them, or was he just making stuff up?
I don't know. I thought that he was like.
Oh, you thought that he was into it
when she was explaining what each one meant.
Wait till you find out about the toe tapping signals that we have in men's bathrooms.
Uh-oh. They kiss.
Among other things. Okay.
So one successful happy couple.
Yeah. Okay. Because then they're like, before the ball scene here, there was like an interim thing where Nick was talking to Adam/Rex at the bar. Because again, this man is depressed. He's drinking heavily.
Alone.
At the bar. Alone. In broad daylight.
Just enjoying an IPA.
I can't go back to 1905. They don't have Blue Moon. I don't want to go back. I need this Belgium white, okay?
He's got to put a whole bunch of cases on the schooner. You imagine loading that thing up with all the things you want to take back with you, and it only transports you back? How upset would you be?
Oh, yeah, that'd be a real bummer.
You've hoarded this entire feast of things that you're bringing with you? Because I'm assuming it's only
not
food
last.
and drink.
It's food and drink, yeah. It's just all the things that'll expire anyway when I don't make it back.
I don't think there's anything like I want to take with me to 1905. There's things I want to take from 1905 to 2025 so that they appreciate and value.
There you go. Yeah, that's the better way to go. But she didn't know. She didn't plan for that trip. She just happened to wish on a comet, which be careful what you wish for. Don't just go wishing willy-nilly on comets that are passing by.
Is.
You don't know what's going to happen.
Now she's just having a romantic dance to Oh Christmas Tree.
Oh Christmas Tree by the Vitamin String Quartet.
What year was Oh Christmas Tree written? Don't you think a lot of the Christmas music would be like new to her?
Because isn't Oh Christmas Tree, wasn't that Oh Tannenbaum? Like, isn't that the original?
Don't ask me.
I don't.
I only know Greensleeves. I could tell you Tudor music facts.
Oh Christmas Tree, a.k.a. Oh Tannenbaum, 1824.
What's a Tannenbaum?
I don't know.
So she would be familiar with the
I'm not doing
song.
all that research. It's the German version of Oh Christmas Tree.
Okay.
So it's just a different
Well,
language.
that makes sense because aren't Christmas trees like a German tradition?
Sure. Okay.
I could have just made that up, guys. I don't know.
Yeah, we're not doing too much fact checking on this episode here. But okay, it was written in 1824. The melody is based on an older German folk song, and the oldest lyrics date back to the 16th century.
Wow.
So it's an old song.
It's an oldie but a goodie, huh?
It's a classic. They never go out of style. So she knows this one. That's why she's dancing to it.
Slow dancing to it.
Well, yeah, it's a weird one to slow dance to. But I mean, I guess it's not really a fucking bop either. So you're not going to fast dance to it.
Fast dance.
Yeah, is she going to start twerking here or something? How much did we teach her about 2025?
Not enough.
Well, and that was like 2010s too for twerking. I mean, I guess people are still twerking in 2025, right? It's really hard to say.
Maybe not at Christmas parties. Christmas
Maybe not.
balls.
Well. All right.
So the conversation is you need to go back.
Oh, and then
get on the boat.
Adam introduces his gal because he's like, oh, yeah, by the way, I'm definitely not interested in you because I've got Maven here, my bird gal.
What was up with Maven? Was it just me? Was she like 10 to 15 years older than everybody else?
Why did she have Jackie vibes from Seeking Sister Wife?
Muppet face.
Muppet face.
Strikes again.
A little bit. Henson-esque. At the ball. That's what's going on here.
Every time you say Henson-esque, it reminds me of Rubenesque.
Rubenesque, yes. But that's not what we're going for here. But what happens now, a tree disappears. The entire Christmas tree, the basis of this ball, just poof, disappears. Nobody seems concerned.
Just disintegrates. Nobody says anything.
Nobody said it. No, yeah, nobody pointed it out. Nobody asks.
No one's horrified, confused.
What's happening? Nope. Just, we got to get out on the boat. We got to get you on the water. Take me to the river.
So Rex grabs her hand and they leave to go to the schooner.
Well, he takes her to the dock and then he's just like, okay, bye.
Right. So, I thought, wait, did he have a change of heart? Is he going back to 1905?
Right. Is he going to be on the boat with her to like go out here? Is he actually going to be transported back?
He brought her out to that dock to push her into that boat to make sure she left.
Well, because he's like casually mentioning, like at his conversation at the bar, oh yeah, there was this other note, you know, the letters that were left to me where I needed to sell this boat to you in 2018 or whatever.
Did you understand the significance of the letters? Who was planning all of these letters?
These were letters for, because nobody knew where these letters came from. It was from them once they were back in the past again. Like they're making sure that those things happen at the instruction, at the behest of them now that they're back there. So it was just like, well, of all the things that are disappearing, thank goodness those letters didn't disappear because you have no control over that. But I guess those are important enough to the storyline that they have plot armor and they're not going to be removed from the universe.
I don't know. I just like how Nick was like, Rex was so devastated that this woman actually showed up in his time and his only focus was getting rid of her so that he could go back to his life.
He's like, oof, I'm real good here. Okay. Just you. Yeah. He's just pushing her out the door here, right into the boat and just good luck. Godspeed. See you later.
Nick stands on the dock. They say goodbye. They have a kiss. Did
they have a kiss?
I don't know. Did I imagine that?
She hugged him twice and he kissed her on the forehead.
All right.
And then she just kind of drifts off into the water and he stands at the edge of the dock and just slow waves. That was it. That was their goodbye. And I was like, what is this?
They're madly in love. Can't you tell?
Oh, he gave her the ornament too. The precious ornament.
That's what she's bringing back with her.
The keepsake. Yeah, hopefully. As he's waving goodbye. That's it. And so she goes out on the boat. She yells at the Comet because then she's like, why did you bring me the man of my dreams and then have us not be able to be together? Like, what's the deal, Comet? And the Comet's like, I don't know. That's the joke, right? Like, that's...
You need to be more specific when you make a wish.
Oh, gosh. Yeah. Oh, that is what it comes down to. Yeah. The wish always gets twisted.
I was like pretty upset that at no point did anyone suggest that someone could go back in Rex's place since Rex wasn't going to be going back to 1905?
Nobody thought about that. So she definitely didn't think about that. She gets back to 1905. She crashes the Christmas ball. Nobody asks where she's been. Nobody asks.
She's been gone missing for like 6 or 7 days.
Multiple days. Almost a week. Lost at sea, presumably. In 1905? You have to be like, okay, well, never seeing her again.
And her dad's preparing to make a speech at this Christmas ball, the first inaugural Christmas ball, where he's just going to be like, well, looks like she's never coming back.
Which, real vibe killer, man. Like, that's how you're going to kick off the Christmas ball? I guess I'm never going to see my daughter ever again.
But she walks down the stairs.
Oh, never mind.
She's here.
Just kidding.
Yeah, there was a real lack of interest in what had transpired in the past 6 to 7 days.
Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. She was lost and now she's found. That's all that matters. Sorry, Dad. I'm not going to marry the guy that you told me that I should marry because I've seen my future and it's not that guy. So I'm going to have to marry for love and it's just up to me. Sorry. And he's like, okay, I guess. But then right then and there, that's when the person announces the arrival of Mr. Rex Grafton. And who is it that's walking in the door? None other than Nick. He tracked the coordinates. He had his compass. He was able to plot his course and navigate to the right spot there.
So he told her that he took a boat right after she left, he was right behind her. She didn't know that, even though she's literally sitting out there bobbing on the water, just waiting for the comet to take her.
Well, and then if you both went too, then like where would he have? He would have had to go to the same dock too. See, I thought that
you both showed up at different times.
That's what I'm saying. Like it was
also, whose boat did he take to 1905 with him?
Whose boat? Yeah, now there's another boat in play. Did he just end up in water? I don't know. Was that boat able to transport through time at all? Because that boat was the same boat in 1905 and in 2025. So it was like, is that an important factor there? It needs to be the same boat?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
Now they can be together.
Oh, well, I mean, it still matters. I'm still thinking about it, though. I have other things. I thought what was going to happen was he was learning those different ways of the different times and like where he was in the coordinates and where the comet passed by, like when that happened. That was how the original Rex ended up in 2005 instead of 2025.
Mm-hmm.
So like I thought he was going to do something like that where it was like he was going to go back so that he would have already been there or something. So he would have went back before her and waited.
I don't know. It would have been much more romantic if they had posed the question earlier in the movie that someone could go back in Rex's place.
Well, then that spoils
and that
the
then
ending.
then he'd have to make a decision about whether or not he wanted to do that. Well, and then you could have thought that he decided no and that he left her at the dock, but then he does show up.
Right. Yeah, because they have to explain it all out there in case you missed it.
Well, because instead it just seems like he wasn't all that attached to his life in 2025, and it was pretty easy for him to make a spur-of-the-moment decision to just follow her out on the water.
Well, it seemed like, like this was the moment of realization for him was as she was drifting off in the boat, and then he was like, wait, it's supposed to be me. Like he figured it out too late is what they're making it seem like there.
I hope the relationship works out. Otherwise, you're stuck in the past.
I mean, I guess you could have seen the history books, how it plays out of knowing that.
Well, they kept that all a secret from us.
Who did?
The movie.
Oh, right.
Right. They didn't give us too much details about like Ella's life other than
there was a fire in her dad's office in 1943.
It had to be remodeled.
Real important stuff. Real detrimental stuff. Oh, they also left a note for Christine and Francis, because then that was to be delivered by the barista / nut lady. Different people, though, not
who had to wait until the strike of midnight to deliver to them. I'd be like, I am not going to be up that late.
Is it
at
strike
this party.
or stroke?
Whatever. I don't care. I don't want to be there at midnight.
I don't want to be there when Christine is stroking Francis at midnight.
I'm going to bed.
I'm going to sleep. Yeah, get me out of here. I've had enough of this ball. And that's it. That's the end. See, for like abrupt endings, usually Hallmark movies, they just kind of sort of dissolve at the end there. Like this actually wrapped it up.
Give it to this one. Like usually there's a lot of stuff you don't need to know. And then you're like, how could there be more to this movie? How are they ever going to resolve it? Because it feels like we've made no progress. And then the last 20 to 25 minutes.
20 to 25 seconds. They just go, hey, that's it. Thanks for coming anyway.
One of the better Christmas films that we've watched.
This is what I'm saying. Like a lot of people who watch a lot of Hallmark movies were like, I didn't really like it. And it's like, this was actually not a terrible film in and of itself, of a movie of closing the plot holes, of like resolving a storyline. There's some like ridiculous acting in it. There's some ridiculous concepts, obviously.
Well, it wouldn't be a Hallmark movie without it.
I think they lost their core audience. It was too much sci-fi talk for them. They didn't like the coordinate plotting. They didn't like it to be explained. They just want the magic to happen.
And it wasn't Outlander enough if you're going to take us to the past.
Why? Because there was no back and forth multiple times like that? There was a back and forth.
That's not what I meant, but okay.
Oh, not that back and forth.
Let us know what your favorite Hallmark or Lifetime Christmas movies are.
Or let us know if you were able to find this one and watch it and experience it for yourself, or if you're just going based off of our rundown here of what this all looked like.
Next week, we're going to be recapping My Secret Santa, which is on Netflix, so it's going to be a little bit more
easier.
Accessible to find.
Right.
A vivacious single mom in need of a job disguises herself as a man to land the seasonal Santa gig at a luxury ski resort.
The main caveat here being red flag, alert, danger, warning. It's going to be a rehash episode, you guys.
I know some of you might not be familiar with what the rehash is. Have we released many of them here on Surviving Reality? I think they've mainly been
mostly on the Patreon. Yeah.
So a rehash episode is where we consume an edible before we watch the movie and record. What does that mean? It means we're going to be having a very fun time. There are going to be many plot holes, and you may or may not enjoy the level of laughter that there will be in the episode.
Yeah, they're usually a little bit more unhinged, so just a heads up right out the gate. Some people love them, some people don't really love them.
It's going to be polarizing, that's for sure.
'Tis the season, yeah, so it's that time of year, and this will be the movie to do it. It seems fitting.
We're just going to do one. We have one more movie after that. That will be normal. A regular recap.
I swear. An occasional gummy.
the occasional gummy, in the words of Meredith Marks.
Occasional gummy.
In case you missed it, we also released a recap of The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives Season 3 reunion. Make sure you go back and check that out.
And as always, if you're looking for ad-free, early access episodes, swing on over to patreon.com/survivingpod. You can also check the episode description for links to all of our stuff.
Thanks for listening. See you next time.